what's the difference between being programmed to do something and thinking for yourself?
So I think that the difference from being programmed and your own thinking is that when you're programmed, it's someone else's thinking.
Nikki?
So being programmed to do something is like doing an action that someone else is telling you to do, but being programmed to think is your own choice, but in your brain, and saying, should I do this, or should I listen, or
So can a robot do that?
it depends.
It depends. I want you to think about this the other way around. Have you been programmed, or do you think for yourself?
Well, we're not programmed, but we are, because we can make our own decision. But usually, like your mum or your dad might tell you, go clean your room or something like that. You might go do it, or you might not. So it's you're kind of like your mum or your mum or your dad is programming you during your during your life, but it's not really programming because you can make your own decision. So it's kind of in the middle.
All right. So who agrees that we are sort of programmed? Who agrees that we think for ourselves? Without any programming? Oh, you're not unsure. Claire, what can you give Claire why are you unsure here?
I mean, she is right. We do, a lot of our decisions are influenced by the decisions of our parents and what they've taught us. But we also have free will and the ability to make decisions for ourselves. I know for one that if my mum says, clean your room, I'm either going to do it straight away or say, I'll do it later, and then procrastinate until I get in trouble. So we can make decisions for ourselves, but we are a little bit programmed in the sense that we do get told to do things. So, yeah.
I don't think we're programmed. I think we're influenced by media, families, friends, a bunch of other things. But the thing is, we have singularity. We have our brain, and we have will. If your mum tells you, hey, tonight I want you to jump off a cliff. You're not going to jump off a cliff, you know? Your body instinctively has, it's your instinct to not jump off a cliff, is what I'm saying.
Instinct? Where does instinct fit into this?
It's part of you. You're not going to jump off a roof. It's no matter how much I think your parents or your friends or anyone says you to do something, sometimes you've got to make your own decision, and I think that's what separates us from robots.
Right. So we are separated from robots because robots are programmed and we can think. Is that right? We have free will. We're not really programmed, but rather influenced. Is that what we're saying? You're uncertain. Kobe? Why?
Well, I think so because, if you say, if my mum says, clean your room, and let's say I don't do it, if I get in trouble, the negative reinforcement is sort of going to make me want to clean my room. Because if I don't, I'm going to get in trouble, or I'm going to have to do something that's not very good. So it would only be thinking if there was no negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement, just pure...
Thinking is separate from reinforcement, are you saying?
Yeah. Reinforcement sort of guides you into making the right choices, because if you don't, you get reinforcement.
But couldn't this happen to robots too? How are robots different from us here?
Robots, I don't believe that robots are different from us. In this stage, they are, because we haven't got the technology to tell the robots, you are meant to keep peace around the world in any way possible, do this in your own will. So right now I think robots are very different from us, so because
Right now.
yeah, but in the future I feel like robots will become more like us, and they will still be able, and I believe in the future it will be hard to tell the difference between a robot and a person.
So is this idea of evolution, that
Yeah.
robots are evolving?
Yeah.
Jessica, is it? Is it Jessica? Yeah.
Well, I feel like we're sort of programmed because we're all born a different way. We're all unique and we all have different responses to different problems. And I might take one response and then Annika might take another. And so we all do different things in different situations because we're all born a different way.
Okay, so it's not just our parents who program us, but the way we're born. We're already programmed when we're born. Is that your idea?
Sort of.
Sort
and
of?
then you can be sort of changed as you go along by
Right.
different things that happen in your life.
Okay, so we're changed by influences, by reinforcement,
Yeah.
by the programming our parents. Ah, okay,